Well, this does not surprise me, and we got our answer.
We better do. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Well, there's your answer. Well, we got our answer at special teams. It looks like they will be bringing up Britton Covey to the active roster. They will be bringing up Aaron Siposs from the practice squad to the active roster. You're telling me right now, and look, I already kind of knew this was going to happen the other day. I said that either they made an official signing on a punter, and they were going to wait till Saturday to bring this all out, or Aaron Siposs was going to be moved up, and it was going to be the easy answer at the end of the day. And it looks like they did. There really wasn't one punter that was better than Aaron Siposs from the 5 they worked out. Not one. Not one. I just can't believe that, because there's no way that this guy is the best guy that's out there on the market, that's available, that we have on our team that's available than what's out on the market right now. You had Matt Ariza that never had a tryout, so something must be going on in the background with that. Marquette King from the XFL has been proven to be a good punter and maybe had no interest in coming here. I have no idea. Braden Mann, that they had interest, the backup Steelers punter. Okay. That the Eagles had interest this year. Had the Eagles had interest last year? Nothing. I don't know. I'm not even worried about the returner so much, because we don't know what kick returner is going to look like. Britton Covey is obviously the starting punt returner. Simple as that. Unless he's going to share snap. I don't know. I don't know. From what's telling me right now is that you're going to have Quez Watkins and Boston Scott as your kick returners, because Devin Allen wasn't brought up from practice squad. And I would like a change at kick returner more than punt returner, because I think Covey did pretty good at the end of the year. I don't think he did horrible. I think there was a lot more moving pieces than just Covey in general. I mean, Covey's thrown in there last year as an undrafted free agent. What do you expect? They gave him a lot of promise. And there were times where he went through a learning curve in the NFL as a returner, and there's nothing wrong with that. What do I expect from an undrafted free agent last year? Then going into this year, Covey was out most of training camp, really wasn't even around. So they tried at practice this week on punt return. They tried Greg Ward, Quez Watkins, Oz, and Britton Covey. Oz is already on the roster. So, maybe Covey will be the full-time punt returner this game. If Covey doesn't share punt return duties this game come Sunday, tomorrow, then he will be the prime punt returner the rest of the year. If he shares with Oz, or maybe he'll take the first half, Oz will take the second half, or, I don't think it's going to be Greg Ward or Quez or any of that. I was actually kind of excited to see if Oz is going to be a kick returner, punt returner. And we'll see. I mean, maybe that's the case, because Oz is on the roster, so they always could put him, if he's the 4th receiver, they can always put him as a kick returner or something if they want to make a change. But what I could tell, a kick returner, it's going to be Boston Scott and probably Quez Watkins, or maybe it's Boston Scott and Oz. I don't know. I want to make Oz the prime guy on kick return, maybe. If they're, Devin Allen's didn't get brought up to the active roster, so he's not even playing. This even Pat O'Connell at punter. I mean, somebody is not better than him, than Aaron Siposs. I don't know. I really don't know. I have no answer. I'm trying to figure this out on my own, but it's really all that has to be said. I'm not surprised. I mean, they were going to wait until Saturday to do this. I already knew that. It was either going to be a change for a signing at punter, or they were just going to bring Aaron Siposs up. The return guys, as in punt return, kick return, I'm not surprised over that, and that's perfectly fine. I think Covey definitely has – there's something there with Covey, and I feel like he just hasn't got to that next step yet. Like I said, thrown in as an undrafted free agent last year to the fire. But it's not even just the return specialist. It's I didn't like the blocking scheme. I didn't like he didn't have the right players out, because some of the blocking schemes are horrible, like really bad. But But it looks like Michael Clay is just playing favorites at this point. That you're telling me there's no upgrade at punter right now. I mean, there's no upgrade out there. It just makes no sense to me. He's either afraid of change. Michael Clay's either afraid of change, afraid to change anything regarding to the special teams. Plays his favorite guys. He even said in this stupid press conference a few days ago, he was like, oh, it's obvious who's going to be, obvious whoever you see out there is going to be the punt returner and the starting punt. I mean, like, that's a stupid answer, dude. You made no changes. You didn't give anybody a chance. You gave the most random people. You had Trey Sermon on kick returns. It's just ridiculous. You had the most random guys on kick returns. Like, you got to, prioritize correctly in the offseason because I don't think you had the right guys out there. Like, we all knew that Trey Sermon was not going to be a special teamer on this team, a return specialist. Okay? Zach McPherson was a kick returner this offseason. We know he's not a kick returner. We know he doesn't have that it factor at kick returner. The closest to what we have at kick returner that looks like a returner in general or a return specialist is Britton Covey, Devin Allen, Zacchaeus are like your top 3 guys. Okay? Greg Ward ain't going to do shit on punt returns because he returns 3 yards each time he gets the ball. Most of these guys are way too hesitant. So I'm hoping that Britton Covey does a lot better this year. Hopefully the blocking schemes are better for him. So doesn't mean that Britton Covey's fully going to be the punt returner, but it means that, maybe they're going to share it. Maybe Oz will play in the second half, or who knows? You know what I mean? But from my understanding, they're not going to do double time or one half for this player, one half for that player. It's going to be full-time Britton Covey, and that's fine. I just wish he had more time in this offseason to get better, and he was hurt the whole entire offseason, pretty much. He didn't get healthy until a few days after the preseason finale, the last preseason game. But kick returner, it looks like it's going to be the exact same as it was last year. Boston Scott has got the Darren Sproles 2.0 to him, but they just don't use him that way. And he doesn't look great at kick return. He had one good return last year against the Bears. That was it. I think he only had one good return. Maybe one okay return against the Giants from one of those games he played. I forgot which game it was. Okay. And that's really it. There's nothing much else to say about it, but I do not like Michael Clay, and I'm going to be so nervous. I'm already nervous enough that our offense and defense is going to be on the field. I'm excited about it, but I am going to be nervous every time we punt the ball, every time we receive a punt or a kickoff. I'm going to be very nervous over it. And I'm telling you right now, it wouldn't surprise me if we lose a couple games this year because of the stupid fucking special teams we have right now. And Michael Clay just not making changes. If you had T.Y. Zentner at punt return, if you had T.Y. Zentner as a punter in competition with Aaron Siposs, if you already knew he wasn't going to make the team 2 weeks in, okay, you should have cut his ass and brought someone else on. That's what you should have signed somebody else to see what they got. That's what you should have did. They made no changes. They keep everything in-house with special teams, and I don't like that. I don't like that they're not aggressive with special teams. Maybe it's not. Maybe because of the kick return rule, the fair catch rule now, the new rule on kick returns now. Maybe they just put nothing much. They don't put too much into it. I don't know. But you saw an example what a punter does in the Super Bowl. You punt middle of the field. You had a couple bad punts in the playoffs between him and that ex-Titans punter that we had. They were both horrible. And Siposs kicks, punts a 20-yarder in a preseason game. Yeah, it's one punt, but seriously, dude. You have one job. People are fighting over me like, well, receivers have one job. It's like, no, they actually don't. Punters have literally one freaking job. That is it. And he can't even get that right. And Aaron Siposs had an issue coming out of that Super Bowl. If you remember, he said at a press conference during OTAs or training camp or whatever it was, okay, he said that he had to take a break from punting mentally. He was mentally like this guy is not mentally stable when it comes to messing up. I mean, he messed up a kick and it brought him down that much to where he couldn't even kick for a while. That's a problem. That's a big problem. He had to take a mental break from punting. That's how stressful he was. Okay? Put your head back down and play again, and do it again. Is this guy mentally rattled? I don't know, but we're going to find out. I don't know, but that's all I'm going to say. Covey is to the active roster, and Siposs is back as a starting punter. The biggest weakness to our team is punter. I don't really care about the return specialist as much because I think a lot of these guys are good. They're not going to, fumble the ball too much. I'm not really worried about it or muff the punt too much or whatever. I'm not going to put too much into that. But punter is a big problem. And yes, we're making a big deal out of this. We've been making a big deal out of this for a while. So, other than that, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Are you surprised? Not surprised? Half of you guys probably will not be surprised at all. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you for game day tomorrow. Peace out.